Good morning, everybody. My name is Deborah Hausen-Coriel. You can call me Deb. We're really, really pleased, Uri and I, to see everybody here in the room. And we know we have a wonderful audience. So given the international nature of our amazing panel, I'm going to open us formally with good morning in all of the relevant workshop languages, workshop presenter languages. So good morning, Boker Tov. I'm going to try for this. Buongiorno. And Bona Ziwa, right? Okay. So really, really glad to see everybody. Let's get started. As I said, we have a really varied, expert, interesting panel for you over the next few hours. And our format, it has the following structure, so bear with us. Each speaker on the panel will start with a 20 to 25-minute presentation on the area of his or her expertise, and we'll give you a quick intro to which each of those are. 5 minutes for questions from you, and we're really counting on the high quality of this audience for excellent questions. In fact, we already have a question written out from one of the audience members, so thanks in advance for your questions. At the conclusion of all the presentations, Uri and I are going to open up the discussion as moderators to really try to get the best input we can, and we'll allow as much time as possible for those inputs. It's time for us to really, really delve in. My job is to give a quick introduction and overview of the wise people we're about to hear from. We're going to start with Uri Ben Yaakov, who's a close colleague of mine. He's a lieutenant colonel in the reserves. He's a senior researcher and the director of development at the ICT here. And he's going to talk about the overarching challenges of the topic that we're discussing today. That is the merger between technology and policy and a little bit of regulation in the context of counterterrorism, both physical counterterrorism and counterterrorism in the cyberspace. So he's speaker number one. Speaker number two is Dr. Monica Floria, and she is going to describe a really fascinating project called Red Alert, which is being done together with the ICT here. She'll describe a technical platform that has been designed and really tailored to meeting the challenges that Uri is going to describe. Our third speaker is Professor Marco Lombardi, who's sitting right here next to me. He's the director of the Italian Team for Security, Terrorist Issues, and Managing Emergencies Research Center. And more about him later. And he's going to describe for us that movement from taking an excellent technology platform, standing alone, and ensuring that it moves into the policy and implementation phase as best as optimally in terms of how the decision makers and policy makers make that transition. Really, really key. The fourth speaker is myself. So I'll briefly self-introduce. I'm a senior fellow here at the ICT and really proud to be here together with this great panel. More about me later in brief. Our fifth speaker is not here yet. He'll be joining us in a few minutes, Yaniv Azani. Yaniv is the Chief Technology Officer, the CTO, and the Deputy Head of the Israel Police's National Cyber Unit. He's going to share with us some case studies from his work of the Israeli police in the counterterrorism space, both physically and in the cyberspace. And finally, but certainly not least, Ram Levy, who's here on the end. He is the founder and CEO of Confidas, a leading Israeli cybersecurity firm. Ram is going to, I need a full exposure, full disclosure. I'm happy to be Ram's chief legal officer at Confidas. It's a great firm. He will do a drill down on a really critical space that's developing rapidly for counterterrorism in civil aviation. And he brings to the podium experience with the policy side and with the implementation side as well. So these are our panelists. We're going to get started immediately with our first speaker.